What is up, guys? My name, of course, is Carlo. Welcome to another video and an exciting one. I wanted to talk about some Blackmagic stuff we've been using at Film at VFX Studios, some previous and some current, as you can see here, that we'll be using for our film production studio, which is quite exciting. First and foremost, if you hear some pitter patter, as always, I have dogs, so as you can hear, Derek's walking around the studio. So if you hear that, I do apologise about that, but it is what it is. So let's go back to the beginning. Back to 2017, when I got not one, but two Blackmagic cinema cameras. The 2.5K, I got the EF mount version, and I've got the Micro Four Thirds version of that camera. I only in the end ever used one of them cameras which I sold, and that was to shoot our short film Schizophrenia back in 2017. So ever since then, Blackmagic's had a sort of strong place in my heart, purely because of their the colour science that the cameras brought, the quality, and that cinematic look that you could only expect from Hollywood film productions. And that camera back in the day, sort of did it for me. You know, it was an amazing camera. It was a pain in the neck to rig it all together to make it fully functional, and it did weigh a ton. It was a bit of a mission using that camera, purely because of all the external stuff that you sort of had to add to it, and that's where this came in. So that day, this will come in. Sorry. To this day, it's still one of my favourite cinema cameras of all time. That's the original Blackmagic cinema camera. But it was literally a pain in the neck to rig it all up and obviously add batteries, screens, microphones, so on and so on. We're currently, as you know, I've said it a million times, shooting the ROM. We're nearly finished, which is fantastic. I'm really relieved about that. It's been 3 years in the making, and it's been a hell of a journey. And a hell of a ride. And we've been using this, the Blackmagic Micro Cinema camera. We've literally shot a 2-hour feature film just using literally this camera, this lens, the Tascam D60 Mark II field recorder or audio recorder, and this very basic Newer field monitor. And it's worked, you know, it's worked a treat. The film looks fantastic. And it's coming on leaps and bounds. So hopefully, I can't wait to share that film with you guys in the next in the next few months, which is very exciting. We're in the sort of final stages. We've got a couple of scenes left to film. Excuse me, and then we shall be releasing that for you guys to enjoy. So, why did I opt for this camera? Going back to like what I just said, this is one of the cameras that I've always wanted. It was a choice literally between the original Airy camera and this one. And yeah, there has been some controversy around this camera because of the upgradable mounts. I did speak to sort of Blackmagic yesterday regarding being able to purchase the EF mount for this camera, because this is the PL version. And I'll explain to you in a second why I opted for the PL version. And they basically turned around and said to me, it's not upgradable. And I said, no, don't go back down that road that you did a few years back, because this camera was sold to be fully upgradable. And what I mean by that, for people that don't know, you would be able to sort of take the mount off, the complete sensor off of this, and put an upgraded sensor to a 5K or 6K sensor. And that was supposed to have happened shortly after the release of this camera, but it never happened. It never happened. Instead, Blackmagic released the 4K mini version of this, and then after that, nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I sort of, you know, he did send me an email afterwards, because I did say that to him on the phone, because what I was trying to do is obviously find out if I could buy that mount separately, so I can hot swap between PL and EF, if that makes sense. And he did say to me, I do apologise, Carlo, you know, you are right, it was meant to be upgradable, but it's something that never happened, which a lot of us know, about. A lot of us know about, if you know about Blackmagic and their history. That never came to fruition. So there has been obviously a big reason why I bought this camera. Okay, firstly, like I've just said, it's the camera that I've always wanted, and to be perfectly honest, it was a choice between this and, like I just said, the original Airy camera. But because I know Blackmagic so well, and I know the ecosystem so well, that's why I picked this one. Now, it is a PL mount system, and I will take you through some amazing reasons, other reasons why I bought this camera as well. The PL mount will force me to invest in cine glass. And that's something I've always been a bit dubious to do, strictly because of the costs of them lenses. All my filming career, I've always used photo lenses, Sigma lenses, Nikon lenses, Canon glass, you name it. That's what I've used. So getting the PL mount version of this camera has forced me to say, look, Carlo, time to sort of like grit your gums, because I've got no teeth, and invest in some decent cine lenses, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to be getting a set of Mackie lenses. I think that's what they're called, cinema lenses. I'll post a picture over the top of this to go along with this camera, which is going to be very exciting. It's going to take a bit of time because obviously cine lenses aren't cheap, and obviously, you know, it's a massive investment for a studio to start buying these prime lenses. But I think it's come to a point now where we need to start shooting with prime lenses, the professional stuff. And I'm really excited about that. This is going to be used for our next feature, Don't Open the Door. And this has sort of excited me a bit because obviously I have to go back to the drawing board. When I first bought the original Blackmagic camera, and I'll stick footage over this, I did completely rig it out and set it up, and it was fantastic. It was great, but it had so many sort of different bits and pieces sort of connected to it. It was confusing. Well, it wasn't confusing, shall I say. It was just annoying having to rig all this stuff up, you know, connected to the camera, make sure it was working correctly before we started the shoot. Where this is a complete system, and that's what drew me to it. That's what I love about it. Everything is fantastic. Now, you know, I'm not a small bloke. My assistant director Paul's not a small bloke. So getting a camera like this, with everything built in, and the screens it's got on it, so we could both sort of work. I'm just sort of turning it around so I can open it for you. So we can sort of work purely from this camera, not have to sort of attach anything apart from the lens and the battery, is to me a time saver and a godsend. And as you can see, if I just open this without messing it up, you can see, you can see the screen is not to be sniffed at. It has got one of the best field monitors I've ever seen on a camera, and to have it built into the system, to me, is just incredible. As you can see, we've got another screen here, so we can have the guy that's doing the pull focus on this working off this. I can have a sound guy working on the other side of the camera to deal with the audio side of things. Get into it. I mean, this is field monitor that we used to use, that we're still using for the ROM. But if I just take off the adapter for it and I put it up against this one, you can see sort of how big this monitor connected to the camera really is. It's blooming humongous. So it's going to be a godsend and be so cool for putting focus on this, getting framing on this, and just getting the images as good as it possibly can for our feature. So I'm just going to sort of close this now and sort of spin it back around. Now this is got a 4K 35mm sensor on it, which is fantastic. It's perfect. It's got more bells and whistles on it than you can possibly imagine. The connections are absolutely outstanding on this camera, and like I say, it's built into one unit. It shoots in 4K, all the ProRes variants, which is fantastic. Shoots in 4K 4K RAW at 60 frames per second, which is amazing, and it's perfect for what I want to do. If you go to the cinema, you have your film in the cinema, outputs to 2K. So this is going to be fantastic to use. So with the, you know, Blackmagic micro that we're shooting the ROM with, obviously we needed the field recorder, the Tascam. Switch that on for you guys, to capture audio, which, you know, it's a standard setup. You know, you need your external recorder. You know, you got your camera, you got your screen, your monitors, you got your boom with your microphone, which I'm using the Rode NTG4 for my audio. It's a standard setup, but when you can get that setup built into one system, you know, I could plug the NTG4, it buses out phantom power straight into this camera. The audio goes straight into onto the picture, onto the video. No more syncing in post. That to me is a time saver. I can't count how many hours I've spent just syncing audio, especially for the ROM. When you're doing a short film, totally different kettle of fish, that's okay. It is a little bit of work, but it's not as much work. But when you're a one-man band and I'm editing it myself, it's taken literally hours just to sync the audio from this to the camera, sorry, for the camera image and the scratch to the audio. It takes so much time. So to be able to have perfect audio straight into this, straight into the image is a godsend. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I got this camera. I absolutely love it. You know, like I said, it was a choice of this or the Airy. This has actually been proved to outshine some Red cameras, which with the colour science of Red, I agree with, totally agree with it. It is a beast of a camera. It literally weighs a ton. So to me, the exciting part now is I've got to start from scratch. I've got to start from scratch when it comes to the tripod, because you can't put this on a traditional tripod that you buy from PC World or nothing like that. This literally weighs about 20 pounds, and that's without the battery, that's without the lenses, the lens on it. Yeah, it literally weighs a ton. When I first picked this up, I was like, are you seriously joking how heavy this camera is? It weighs a ton. So obviously we're going to need a brand new tripod. We're going to need, obviously, to get the batteries, because I've not bought any batteries for it yet, literally. We've got the single lenses, so on and so on. So I think it's going to be an exciting video, or selection of videos to bring to the channel, which is cool. There's not a lot of videos on YouTube about this camera, so we're going to literally, there's going to be loads, especially when we go to the behind the scenes of Don't Open the Door, which is going to be incredible. I'm really excited about it. I am a Blackmagic fanboy, I'll admit it. You know, I use the, as you can see, the Blackmagic Speed Editor. I've still got one of my MFT Blackmagic Cinema cameras. I should have got it down, but it's literally on top of my cupboard and it's never been used. That one's still brand new. I sold the EFT mount version quite a few years back, and we shot Twinkle Twinkle, which is on Prime. We shot that on the Lumix Panasonic G7, which is basically an off-the-shelf camera. So it's going to be an awesome setup. You know, once we got our cinema lens, a prime lens on this, the matte box of choice we're going to be using is a small rig one, which I absolutely love. The small rig matte box, which is going to be literally going on to this. I've got all the connections for it to fit cinema and prime lenses, which is great. So the only things really are going to be on this is the battery, the prime lens and the matte box, and that's it. And it's a fully fledged cinema system, which is really exciting. So I will bring you more in-depth videos on this when stuff starts coming and stuff starts turning up. You're probably asking yourself, well, what is all this going on here? This does record scratch audio, and at the moment I've got it plugged into the mains, which was another plus for me. When I'm filming inside, you know, I will literally run it off the mains with an extension, and power the camera from the mains. And then obviously when I'm in the field and I'm outside, you know, I can get a couple of Anton Bauer batteries, slip it on there, and we're good to go for a few hours on every shoot. You know, hot swap the batteries as one's charging. We use one and then take the charged one off, vice versa, and swap it over. So an amazing camera. We will do a full in-depth video on this camera once, like I said, once stuff starts turning up, which I'm really looking forward to bring to you guys. And look forward to seeing this in action with myself on this side and my assistant director on this side. And my sound guy, obviously, is going to be very excited because he doesn't have to piss around with this no more, which is great. All he has to do literally is hold the boom pole and the mic. And yeah, I'm sure Les is going to be very happy about not having to hold this thing continuously, which is fantastic. So like I just said, I'm very excited. This is my main A-cam now. It is the Blackmagic Ursa. We will be using this for the next few years too. Well, quite a few years actually, because I can't afford to keep buying cinema cameras. We don't rent in Film at VFX Studios. Everything we have, we own, which is cool. And that's the way I just want to continue it to be. So shooting Don't Open the Door on this monster of a camera is going to be an absolute blast. And I can't wait to take you guys on the journey when we do that. Shoulder mounting, I haven't picked up on that yet. I do have to get a shoulder mount for this. This is going to be one of them things that's going to be a workout to shoulder mount this and run and gun with this. So this is probably going to be, you know, a sort of, you know, set up on a tripod or get a very, very heavy duty slider for this. Everything for this camera has to be heavy duty. So it's going to be fun to rig this up and start using it. So thanks a lot, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. You know, we get a lot of views on the channel, but we're not getting people subscribing. So if you could just do us a favour and hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, I'll come through that screen and grab you by the fucking throat. It's a joke. But yeah, if you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be great. Give this a thumbs up, share it, whatever you want to do. That'd be fantastic. And I look forward to seeing you in the next couple of weeks, where we'll be bringing you more behind the scenes of the ending of our filming of The Wrong, which we'll be coming to a conclusion on that, which is very exciting. Probably got about 5 more episodes to shoot on that, and then we will be releasing the film for you guys to enjoy. But like I just say, I hope you look forward to seeing this puppy in action on Don't Open the Door, and expect loads more videos about this camera coming very soon. So as always, guys, love you very much, and we'll definitely catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.